I caught my wife's betrayal and made her face the consequences. Never in my wildest dreams did I imagine I'd share a story like this. I always thought infidelity was someone else's nightmare, not mine. But sometimes life hits you with a truth so brutal it leaves you reeling. For me, it all unraveled on a stormy Thursday evening. The night I discovered my wife's deception, the night my entire world crumbled before my eyes. For over 10 years, I believed Emily and I had a marriage others admired. We built a life together, shared a home, chased dreams, and wove memories that seemed unbreakable. She was my haven, my closest confidant, the person I pictured by my side in old age. But beneath that perfect illusion lurked a truth, so vile it still turns my stomach to recall. That evening, I wasn't supposed to be home early. A canceled work meeting gave me the chance to surprise Emily. I stopped at her favorite bakery, grabbing a strawberry cheesecake, her go-to treat. I smiled to myself in the car, picturing her delight when I walked through the door with her favorite dessert. If only I'd known what awaited me inside. I might have kept driving and never looked back. The house was eerily still when I stepped inside. I called out for Emily, but silence answered. The cheesecake box grew heavy in my grip as I climbed the stairs. Then I heard it, muffled voices, a giggle, and a sound that twisted my gut and squeezed my chest. My hand shook as I nudged open the bedroom door. There was Emily in our bed, entwined with a stranger. Time froze. The world tilted. I couldn't draw a breath. My wife, the person I trusted with my entire being, was lost in passion on the sheets where we once shared love. When her eyes met mine, there was no guilt, no remorse, just irritation, as if I'd intruded on her moment. The man, a face I didn't know, fumbled for his clothes, cursing under his breath as he scurried like a rat. Emily? She smirked. You weren't supposed to be here, she said, her voice icy, as if I were the one in the wrong. That smirk ignited a fury I didn't know I possessed. Love morphed into raw anger. The cheesecake slipped from my hands, splattering across the floor like the shards of my shattered heart. I didn't yell. I didn't weep. I just stared, my silence screaming louder than any words could. In that moment, I wanted to obliterate everything. Her deceit, her smugness, her comfort. Instead, I said, leave. But she laughed. Can you believe it? She laughed in my face. You won't do anything, she taunted. You're too weak. That's why I needed a real man. Something inside me broke. I strode to the nightstand, yanked open the drawer, and pulled out the small baseball bat I kept for protection. The room fell silent. Her lover fled, abandoning his shoes in his panic. Emily's smirk vanished, replaced by wide, frightened eyes. You think I'm weak? I said, my voice calm but unyielding. You've confused kindness with fragility all these years. Tonight, you'll learn the difference. I didn't touch her. I didn't swing the bat. I didn't need to. I smashed the lamp, shattered the dresser mirror, and destroyed the framed photos of our smiling vacation selves. I tore apart the bed sheets where her betrayal had unfolded. Emily screamed, clutching at herself as I demolished the comfort she'd used to mock me. She bolted, stumbling down the stairs, terrified I might turn my rage on her. By the time she reached the front door, she was trembling. I stood at the top of the stairs, bat in hand, my voice ringing through the house. Run. Run far. The life you had with me is finished. You'll never set foot in this home again. And she did. Barefoot, clutching her clothes, she fled into the night, leaving behind the life she thought she could keep. The silence that followed was overwhelming. I sank to the floor, chest heaving, the weight of her lies crushing me. For hours, I sat amid broken glass and memories that had lost all meaning. But in that stillness, something changed. I wasn't broken, I was liberated. The next day, I filed for divorce. I changed the locks, packed her things, and dropped them at her parents' house without a word. She called, pleaded, even threatened, but I never answered. She was gone from my life, and that's where she'd stay. Moving forward wasn't simple. Nights were brutal, the bed too vast, the house too quiet, the memories too loud. But slowly I began to rebuild. I returned to the gym, rekindled old friendships, and pursued career goals I'd shelved for years. With each day, I grew stronger. Looking back, catching her in the act was the greatest gift. It revealed a truth I'd been blind to and forced me to reclaim my life. She thought she destroyed me, but all she did was set me free. To anyone listening who's been betrayed, you're not weak for loving deeply. You're not foolish for trusting someone unworthy. When the truth comes to light, stand tall, reclaim your strength, and let those who mock your love run for their lives. Betrayal doesn't define you. Your resilience does. And hey, if you enjoyed this story, don't forget to subscribe to my channel for more.